who's been kind of monitoring things throughout. Are you fairly convinced we had some tornadoes tonight?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, again, this the way Doppler radar is now, we can see the wind blowing in which direction, but it also can tell us, hey, that's non-meteorological, and it'll show up like a donut hole, and it did. And we were, you know, when we were doing our Facebook Live here, Scott, we could see that it was a donut hole of debris that was moving through Pendleton. It'll pick, you know, the radar's picking up whatever it might be, the trees or the power lines that may get lofted up here. So.
Were we hearing multiple reports of touchdowns in the Pendleton area? Do we know
well,
at this point?
You know, based on the radar, there may have actually been a couple of different tornadoes. The lead one, and then it appeared to me there may have been a second one that kind of followed that one. And then on top of that, we, you know, outside of Madison County, we had a potential tornado in Tippecanoe. They've had at least 70-plus mile-per-hour wind.
Right. We've also heard reports of tornadoes in Grant County.
Absolutely. Grant, parts of Miami, parts of Wabash, possibly parts of Huntington as well.
Yeah, the press conference is getting underway. Let's listen to this EMA update here.
We had a severe storm go through Madison County, caused damage in the town of Pendleton, Huntsville, Indiana, which is located in southern Madison County. Right now, emergency crews from about 5 different counties are going door to door, searching homes to make sure individuals are safe, make sure we do not have any people that are trapped. Roads in Pendleton and Huntsville right now are considered to be closed due to the trees, the damage, debris that's in the roadway. Law enforcement is basically set up a perimeter roadblock around the community, and we are not allowing individuals into the town. If they live in the town of Pendleton, we're asking that they please go to friends, go to family. We do have a shelter set up at the Pendleton Heights High School. We just believe at this time it is not safe. We do not want people to be driving or walking around in the town of Pendleton due to power lines still being on the ground, energized, and the utility crews are currently working on that. Estimated number right now is about 4,000 people without power. We have searched and found damage to approximately 75 homes in the Pendleton-Huntsville area, and at this point we're reporting no injuries that we've been made aware of at this time, which is a blessing. All we can say is that people did heed the warnings. The National Weather Service got a tornado warning out. We do not know at this time if this was a tornado, straight line winds, or what the cause was. There are several videos floating around that show funnel clouds. The National Weather Service will actually make that determination. We will work with them. We do have law enforcement from state and local agencies on site. We have fire services from Madison County, Tipton County, Henry County, Hamilton County, Hancock County, and Indianapolis Fire Department Structural Response Team, or Structural Collapse Response Team, is also here. Indiana conservation officers have deployed officers here to assist with search and rescue, as well as Indiana State Police assisting, and all of the nearby law enforcement agencies are working on this incident. So right now the message is we want residents to shelter in place, which means stay inside their home if they can. If they believe that their home has been jeopardized or is damaged and they need to get out, we do again have the shelter set up at the Pendleton Heights High School. We are working with our COAD organization, which is Community Organizations Active in a Disaster. They coordinate with Red Cross, Salvation Army, all of those non-governmental response agencies. So they will be going to the high school to get set up with sheltering and all to take care of residents overnight. We have received word from South Madison Community Schools that their schools are closed tomorrow as a result of the storms and the damage that's gone through the community right now. That is the information that we have. I will take a few questions if you have. Oh, somebody did ask me about Adams Township, which is Marklettville. We do not have any damage from the Marklettville area. We have heard from Sheriff Mellinger. His deputies have gone out into the county. Some of the rural roads, like 500 South, 575 South, some of those rural, very sparse populated areas or farms, there is damage out in those areas as well, with utility poles down, trees down, things like that. Again, law enforcement and fire crews have been by those homes. They're actually starting now a secondary search, going through the homes again just one more time to make sure that everybody is safe.
Can you talk about a gas leak? We were hearing from people that they were evacuated and told, go, this might be a gas leak, and we smelled it ourselves and so did they.
There was, and then I will say there still is an odor of natural gas in downtown Pendleton. Vectren is on scene. Fire crews are there. Anytime that you have this type of a weather event, you have, poles, trees that come down on gas lines. You have natural gas leaks. The fire department, all the surrounding fire agencies responded to numerous fire alarms and smoke in buildings, and they were all fortunately found to not be fires. They were found to be things related to the power outage and the storm, which is a blessing that we didn't have any real structure fires through this as well. But emergency crews have responded to natural gas leaks, yes.
Is it under control, and are those people allowed back in their homes?
It is under control at this time, and we do not have any mandatory evacuations. So I've not specifically asked your specific question.
Okay, so we've been getting some important information from the Madison County Emergency Management Department. Thankfully, no fires, no injuries. That's the good news, but we've got a lot of damage right now. 4,000 customers without power right now in Pendleton. At last check, 75 homes have been damaged. Crews right now going house to house, checking to make sure everybody's okay. A lot of electricity out. Schools are canceled tomorrow. People are being told to shelter in place. It's not safe to be driving around Pendleton or the town of Huntsville tonight. We're going to continue to look at the scene up there, have more live reports. We'll take a break and be right back.